Hello and welcome to BMB's Game of the Week. Today we are focusing on girls flag football with the Bellmore-Merrick Chargers against the Farmingdale Dalers. Ollie, can you tell me a little bit about this Chargers team?
I would love to. So when we take a look at the BMCHSD Chargers, we have players like Victoria Olsen, who is one of the best pass rushers that Mr. Moody, which is the coach, has actually ever seen within the program. She's also a solid running back, so she's a two-way player. She's a pass rusher and a running back. She has 8 rushing touchdowns and 446 rushing yards. So she's definitely someone that you have to look out for on this Chargers team. Someone else who's notable on this Chargers team, I would have to say, would be Kylie McKeon. She's a two-way starter, so she's a safety and a receiver. She's got phenomenal hands, so she's always wide open, and whenever you throw her a ball, she's going to catch it. Just as long as that ball is somewhat near her, she's always a reliable source. She's actually the team leader in picks with 9. And she also has a decent amount of interceptions. So that's a little bit what this Charger team is looking like. Would you like to take a look at the keys for this MEPM girls flag football team?
Yes, I would. So, a few of the main keys is you need to make sure you're pulling your flags, right?
Absolutely. We know that this Chargers team has had a little bit of ups and downs with being able to pull flags on interceptions and stuff like that. So that's definitely something they want to focus on. Make sure you get a grip on the flag and you actually be able to get it off. Because sometimes you get a hold of it, but sometimes the flags do come off as a little bit slippery. So especially if you're holding gloves, you might not be able to get a proper grip. So you got to make sure you actually yank it off.
Exactly.
Second is scoring in the red zone. When you're in the red zone, you're putting pressure on this other team. You got to be able to make sure you can deliver and convert and get a touchdown in order to give yourself a little bit of a breather and, obviously a touchdown. So you want to get on points. And then lastly, winning turnover battle. I mean, it's absolutely crucial to put on defense, put on pressure, and you got to be able to get turnovers in order to find a way to get momentum. And if you're down, you need to get turnovers in order as a way to get back in the game. So, Maddie, would you like to tell me something about this Daler team?
Yes, I would love to. So we're going to start off with one of the more prominent players on the team. We have Kelsey Brosnan, who has had 6 interceptions with 1 return this season, as well as 36 flag pulls and a 60-yard punt return touchdown, which, it has proven that she is one of the more prominent players on the Daler team, and it has also, given her a lot of credit for the majority of it. And we also have Lily Cartagena, who is the starting running back with 30 carries, 30 yards, 3 touchdowns, 17 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 40 flag pulls. So we have a good look into today's, game, and it's going to be a lot of nice competition to watch and, see everyone give their all on the field.
What are some of the keys for this Daler team, would you say, Maddie?
Well, of course, we have to make sure they are being consistent for fundamentals. So they just need to, really be consistent with that. They also, for the second key, is to score in the red zone, which the same as the Chargers. They really need to make sure they are scoring in the red zone, as well as, keeping their defense strong and, making sure nothing gets past their defense.
So from the looks of it, it looks like this Daler team and Chargers team have pretty, similar keys.
Yes.
The Chargers hold with a better record over the Dalers, but still, this should be a very tight and close game, would you say?
I would say that it will be a tight game. I'm really excited to, see everyone on the field. I'm excited to see how each athlete, really gives their all.
One of the players that you mentioned earlier on this Daler team, who I think the Chargers most definitely have to worry about, is Lily Cartagena.
Yes.
I would say she's absolutely the star running back on this team.
Yes.
We know that you only get 1 run per possession, so they absolutely got to keep track of Lily Cartagena.
Yes.
Once they see her run, she's done until they get a first down, which obviously that's when you got to play the defense and restrict them and get the turnover so you don't get that run game again from Lily Cartagena.
Yes.
Because once she has the ball, she's blazing off. I mean, 30 carries, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 17 catches, 95 yards. I mean, these are stats that you just absolutely have to know and pay attention to if you're the Chargers. Who's someone on the Chargers that you think that this Daler team is going to be very concerned about?
I think Haley Ziegler. She has a lot of promising, qualities on the field, and, it's really great to see everyone, every athlete, especially Hallie, who is a senior, that I think she's the punter on their team. And, that's also a really key part of the game. You've got to make sure you're getting enough yardage.
How do you think Haley Siegler being a senior like affects this Chargers team? Like, with how good she is, how do you think her being a senior like amplifies like her talents and what this means for the Chargers team?
Yes. So her being a senior, it's really she is kind of like the pushing athlete. She is probably one of the biggest role models for the younger players, to really give their all on the field, be in the moment, and, just cheering for everyone on the team as well is just a really key portion of the game.
I agree. And when we talk about her being a senior, in general, this Chargers team is actually pretty young. We got a couple of sophomores and some freshmen.
Yes.
First time on the varsity team, according to Coach Moody. But he's actually very optimistic about this team. I mean, this team has 27 interceptions, which ties the most ever in the season. So if they get one more, they actually set the record for themselves. So I keep a lookout for that.
Yes.
Coach Moody having so much hope and optimism for this team definitely shows with their record. Overall, they're 6-3-1, and in conference, they're actually 3-0-1. So they actually have a winning record. What's something that you think the coach on the Daler team would be looking forward to?
I'm not sure, but I think that the Daler team was probably also equally trying to win and, set the record straight for their team, win the game. And you know what? We are going to send it over down to the field.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Maddie and Oliver. What a great day it is for some flag football. Currently around 47 degrees out here at Mepham as we see the girls warming up here today. Jared, how do you feel about this game going into it?
I feel it'll be a good game as Bellmore-Merrick looking to bounce back after that tough last couple minute interception last game. And you have Farmingdale, a first-year program, just trying to keep their season going and pick up their second conference win.
Both of these teams coming off of losses in their last game on completely different ends of the spectrum, however. Mepham held it very close, 0-0, until very late in the game when Division was able to get that long pick six where the girl was able to evade multiple tackles on her way to the end zone. It was devastating for Mepham. That is one of their keys of the game so far. They do want to get these flags down. It's been a very big hardship for them missing these flags. As well, Farmingdale in their last game lost 38-9 to Massapequa. A bit of a big loss, but they're looking to recover here against Mepham. We'll see what they do now coming onto the field.
Yeah, as we get ready here, it looks like Bellmore-Merrick will start with the ball. So they will be on the 24-yard line and get ready to get this thing going. At quarterback for Bellmore-Merrick, it will be Ernie Bowers, a freshman who's really starting to find a place. 640 yards, 6 touchdowns. Rough last game with 3 picks, and that first play is a run up the middle, able to evade a few tacklers and pick up a couple yards.
And that's going to be one from Victoria Olsen. Not only a great running back for this team, but one of the great pass rushers that Coach Moody has ever seen for this program. She's able to hit the edge, as we just saw there. She's been getting great blocking, and that's going to go up for almost 10 yards to start the game. What a great first play for Mepham.
As here we go, we have Wellbrock at center, senior, one of the 4 seniors on the senior day. As Ballas drops back, call Loudon with one hand there for the Chargers. It will be McKeon, the two-way starter, as that will bring us to second down.
And what a great haul in there by McKeon, one of the great catchers at this program. I say catchers because she's not only a wide receiver, she leads the team in interceptions with 9. As quarterback at snap pitches this one out to Olsen, running to the edge, finding that space. He's caught up in a few tacklers, but able to get around 7 to 8 yards there.
As that'll bring up third down, as they will need to get to the 40-yard line in flag football, which is midfield on the regular football field. So their third down of 4 here for the Chargers.
So in flag football here, it is different. The end zones start at the 10-yard lines, and they have to go for 20-yard first downs on every drive, and we'll see how that impacts them here. As we see now, quarterback taking the snap, Gives it to Olsen again. Olsen up the middle with some speed going out to the edge. Look at the tackler. She gets tripped up there, but she will get her flag pulled there by Teresa Vidu, the wide receiver, also playing linebacker.
And that'll be a first down there for the Chargers. They were able to get just to head of midfield. So good start here for the Chargers. Able to pick up the first down at the 30-yard line. Just here's a replay of Olsen using her elusiveness to evade a couple flag pullers and pick up the first down for the Chargers.
What a great player Olsen has been on this first drive. 3 of the plays have gone to her so far, and we'll see where they go as they make it to midfield.
As Ballas takes the snap, throws the screen outside there to Piscatelli. Piscatelli makes a couple miss, picks up about 4 yards there to bring up second down for the Chargers.
Piscatelli here, great player for this team in her sophomore year as a running back and a punt returner. She is the slot receiver on this team, and that's what we saw there on that screen pass. She's able to go out from the backfield, get the ball, and get around 5 yards before being stopped there by the defense. Second
down here for the Chargers. As we see a change there in the backfield last minute. As Ballas gets the play. Ballas airs one out downfield as that'll be off the defender's hand there.
Emily Pariah, the center turned receiver turned sometimes cornerback, nearly stopping that one for the interception. She does tip it with her right, not able to haul that in. She looks a bit upset after that play. Great defensive effort nonetheless.
As third down here, as they will need about 15 yards to pick up that first down. The new set, they'll have 2 downs to do it. As all receivers out wide here, 1 in the backfield for Ballas. Big play. She takes the snap, drops back. Pressure there, and she will be sacked. It looks like the sack will be given to the Dalers.
Biscardi on a combined effort there with Julia Rasine, getting to Ballas there, pushing them back to the midfield line where they originally started before that Piscatelli screen pass.
As here comes the Chargers, it is 4th down. It looks like they will be punting it here as Siegler out there to punt. Punt looks like it'll be going up out of bounds at around the 39-yard line. So decent field position starting off for these Dalers.
And that start to Mepham's game just shows how fast-paced they really are as an offense. A lot of runs to start it off. Sad they couldn't get it done after their first downs. Get to midfield, able to punt that away, and we'll see what the Dalers can do on offense with their new quarterback coming in, Emma Adamo. Actually, I saw her practicing earlier, Jared. She was warming up her arm with Coach out there on the sideline, and we really saw Coach Shimoulis working with her as this new starting quarterback. It's only her 4th or 5th game as she takes a snap here and gives it off to the runner up the side. Kelsey Brosnan able to evade a couple tackles, but only gets a couple yards to gain.
Yes, decent pickup on first down there for the Dalers. Just always great to start a drive. Moving forward, we'll bring up second down here as Adamo looks to get the Dalers down the field and pick up that lead. That'll be Adamo getting ready to take the snap. Adamo takes the snap, drops back, rolls out, able to get it to her receiver. It'll be off of Pereira's hands and bring up 3rd down.
Great pressure there off the edge from Victoria Olsen, just what Coach Moody likes to see. One of his great players there, able to make a good defensive read there and stop the Dalers from going anywhere.
As a big 3rd down for the Dalers, as pretty long 3rd down. Adamo maybe trying to open it up with the speed as she rolls out there. Throws a little short pitch there to Brosnan, who flag will be pulled, as it'll bring up 4th down here for the Dalers, 4th and short.
And that will be the second time they have gone to Brosnan on this downage. Looks like Brosnan's going to be a big component of the Dalers game here. She has gotten 6 interceptions on the season, as well as having 28 catches for 455 yards and 166 on the ground too. There, Adamo takes a snap, dumps it off here. 28 for the Dalers, trying to go up there. That's going to be Lily Cartagena, the starting running back for this team, and we'll see if she got it or not.
It looks like she did get it. It'll be a first down for the Dalers.
What a good play there to keep the drive alive. You know, Cartagena, we haven't seen much of her yet, but that is going to be the play that we get to see her for the first time. 30 carries for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns so far in the season, along with 17 catches for 95 yards, as well as 2 interceptions on the defensive side.
As Adamo takes the snap, rolls out, Backman with the pressure, nearly gets the sack as that one is batted away by the Chargers there.
That bat
it
down.
Was
courtesy
Madeline
of
Boonett from Calhoun able to come up with nearly her 4th interception of the year. Instead, a huge pass knocked away on first down.
And we'll see if that'll affect Adamo at all here, as she's been rattled up by the near interception given up to Boonett. We'll see. Adamo takes a snap, rolling left, looking to run, pitches it back to the runner here. Cartagena once again gets that ball. She will go up for a few yards.
Yeah, as her flag was pulled before she could really find the open field. Clever trickery there by the Dalers, not able to pay off and bring up third down for the Dalers.
And we'll see what they do here on fourth down once again. Last time they were able to convert it with that great play from Cartagena. But we'll see what Adamo's plan here is on the Mepham 45.
As the Dalers will have 2 downs to get about 20 or so yards. Adamo drops back, rolls out, and that one will be intercepted by Elmont. Elmont trying to go down the side and invade a couple tacklers as Elmont does it there. No pick six, but it'll be, there it is, the record-breaking interception for the Bellmore-Merrick Chargers. Lucky number 28 will be the franchise record and give the Chargers great field position to start their second drive of the day.
And yes, Jared, as you said, that will be the record for the most interceptions this Chargers team has recorded in a season in franchise history. We'll see the replay on that. Adamo was looking to her right, tried to dump it off. Aramon just got over the receiver there. Brosnan tried to go for that ball. Aramon just too fast on it, able to get down that field very far, putting Mepham in their best field position yet today with the record.
Yeah, just Aramon, so athletic for this team. Huge part, one of the top corners, always wants to guard the best receiver, and that's exactly why, because she can just jump the route perfectly like that. So it'll be great field position starting off at about the 20 for flag football. It'll be the Chargers taking the snap there, able to pick up a couple yards up the middle as Olsen, but stopped short there.
And now we'll see what Ballas can do around the red zone. And we'll see if she's able to finally break free and get the first points of the game later in this first quarter. One of the main goals that Coach Moody set out for the Bellmore-Merrick Central High School District Chargers was scoring in the red zone. And here they are, just around 13 yards away from that end zone. And we will see if they're able to convert.
As first down here, you see Ballas coming back after getting the play call from Coach Moody. Could they go to Olsen again? Could they open up Siegler on the offense, one of the leaders on this team, and get her on the board today? Or could they go to Kestenbaum? Ballas to Ziegler. Ziegler trying to make a couple miss. Ziegler makes a couple miss, gets the edge around the corner. It'll be touchdown. Chargers. Chargers will take the lead as it's Ziegler, the Mosi host commit, going to college for flag football, and that is exactly why, as she can just get this team going. 6-0 Bellmore-Merrick.
And there's Ziegler with a great play. Just Ziegler, wow, we have seen a lot of her. Here's the replay there. She was able to get it on the left all the way across the field, almost in a jet sweep kind of motion just before walking out of bounds. She was able to bring it in there. Mostly a punt returner, but also at that great target wide receiver as they go for the conversion here. Kestenbaum with a deep ball, and wow, a great catch there by the formidably tall receiver, Caitlin Cool. Before her last game, she had 22 catches for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns, and now adding on a second extra point conversion there. Just a great drive from the Mepham offense, capitalizing on Aramon's interception.
Agreed. As you saw there, Kestenbaum, she is the extra point play specialist for this team. You see Ballas come out because Kestenbaum really thrives down there, down low, right near the goal line. As here comes Adamo, trying to bounce back off of that interception and get this Farmingdale Dalers team going with 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. As she takes the snap, rolls out and runs herself, trying to get outside and get the edges. She will pick up just a couple there, will not get that first down, will be a couple yards away to bring up second.
And Adamo, they're using her legs this time as opposed to her arm. But she does have 20 rushes for 176 yards before this game, adding on to that amazing total there, averaging around 8.5 yards per carry. And having to go into the quarterback position at a difficult time in the season must have been rough for her, but she's obviously taking it in stride as we see going into this game.
As Adamo getting ready for the snap, late motion there for the Dalers. There's a pitch outside. Little hurdle move there, not able to fool Siegler. She's able to make the tackle. As that'll bring up first down. Dalers were able to get the first. It looks like it may have been close. Referee signals she is short, actually. So it'll be third down and short for the Dalers.
And we'll see here if they go for another pitch play like that one. They've really been using that outside pass with your players in the backfield like Kelsey Bricado and Kelsey Brosnan, my apologies. And we'll see what they do here as Adamo takes the snap, hands it off here in the backfield. Running Cortagina, tries to go up the middle. We'll see if they get the first down here.
Yes, Cortagina able to pick that up for the first down, as she's just a huge player on this team. Both sides of the ball, over 300 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving, 40 flag poles. Can really just do it all and be effective on all sides of the ball, as we have a minute and 2 seconds to go in this first quarter as the Dalers getting ready here. And that snap's taken, rolled out, able to hit a defender in stride there. Big gain there for Brosnan, as she will be able to pick up a couple to bring up second down.
And as you were talking about before Brosnan's catch, Cortagina has really been a great all-around player. A lot of flags pulled, a lot of catches, a lot of rushes, starting running back for this team. And we'll just see what she does today as pretty much the main offensive player for the Dalers.
Yes, Adamo getting ready here, 24 seconds. So this could be one of the last few plays of this first quarter. Bellmore-Merrick still up 7-0, second down. Adamo waiting, now down to 13. Dalers waiting. Adamo takes the snap, rolls out, pressure there, and that'll be a sack by Olsen. 3-2, and that will conclude our first quarter here. Bellmore-Merrick 7, Farmingdale Dalers 0.
And what a great quarter Mepham had there with the end on defensive. And we're going to toss this over to Sophia Whitaker on the sideline following this replay.
The Bellmore-Merrick Chargers are up 7-0, with the quarterback Irene starting off with this game strong. Back to you in the studio.
Hello, and now I am joined by Maddie Hunter.
Yes, hello.
We are now sportscasting. You know, Maddie, what did you see in this first quarter right now?
You know, there was a lot of, good plays made by many of the Chargers and the Dalers. So many players like Kylie McGowan with a catch with 3 yards, and just majority of the entire game, like first quarter, half the game was very, important.
We saw Olsen making a ton of plays towards the end, able to get that sack, which ran down the clock to nothing. We also saw the Chargers able to get a touchdown, and were able to successfully convert on that. So they have taken the lead. It was Caitlin Cool who was able to successfully get the extra point, and Haley Siegler who was able to get the touchdown in the first place. This Chargers team has done a phenomenal job of doing what their keys were. They want to run down the ball. They want to be able to get put on pressure while in the red zone, and they're winning the turnover battle. I mean, we see Olsen rushing down, getting the sack, so they're being very aggressive, doing a very solid job of committing to their keys, and this is why we see the Chargers take the early lead.
Yes, so we are looking at Daler's number 2 over to number 13.
We have a big
Still
run
with
over
the
here
flag
by the
on here.
Dalers. Still going, maneuvering their way around. What a run by Kelsey Brosnan. We talked about her earlier. What a beautiful run. Gets the touchdown, I believe, or she was just short. Looks like she would be just short, but what a run right there. As there is a flag on the field. Refs communicating with each other, trying to assess what was going on.
And it was a flag.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm assuming that did not count.
No, it counted. Looks like the Dalers will still be close in the red zone. They'll be in the red zone right now. As the Dalers get the ball. Adamo trying to run in, and they get the touchdown. Number 28, Lily Cartagena. We talked about her earlier. They were able to get the touchdown right there, and the Dalers get on the board.
We are currently at 7 for the Chargers and 6 for the Dalers. We have 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and we are looking for more good plays, hopefully more flags, and yeah.
We saw Cartagena able to get the touchdown right there. That gets the Dalers back on board, immediately pouncing right back. We see a replay over here of Damo passing it to Cartagena, able to get that touchdown. We get another angle of that. Just a beautiful play right there as the Dalers going to try and get this extra point right here to tie up this game. We see Adamo getting ready for the snap. There's the snap. Adamo trying to shovel it on over. Tries to get the extra point. I believe she's just short. Beautiful pull on the flag right there by number 13 on the Pirates. That will be Boonett. The Dalers just shy of the extra point as the Chargers maintain their lead as it is still 7-6.
Yes. So we are looking for more of the same, yeah.
With the Chargers being able to stop the extra point conversion, that's definitely a big momentum boost for this Chargers team as they're talking to Coach Moody, trying to figure out what their next plan of action is. Being able to retain this lead, even though it's a 1-point lead, it's still a lead nonetheless, and they can push that lead even further if they're able to, get another touchdown, get an extra point. They'll still be in the lead. But I think being able to get a stop here on this extra point is a big boost, and it definitely shows that they are still keeping to their keys. Being able to, with that first key, flag pulling, we know that was a big issue as the Chargers take the field, ready to go on offense.
Yes. So
As we wait for the snap. Shoveled off over. Big run right there by Olsen. She's been a threat this whole game so far, so she's doing her job.
A very prominent player who has, shown their technical skills throughout the entirety of the game with many different, punts and,
we see Ballas, the quarterback for the Chargers, being able to be a leader on this Chargers team, very much taking control, as they actually got the first down on that run by Olsen. So it'll be 1st and 20 as Ballas passes on over to
the 40-yard line.
Pass it down over to Cole. They get a good yardage over there. Not quite the first down just yet. That'll be 2nd down right now. But good yardage over there by Cole. Beautiful pass there by Ballas. As the Chargers just creeping up forward, playing small ball.
Yes. We are getting ready to watch the snap. You know, we're looking for a lot of, strong playing, strong passing, and we're just looking for, I'm pretty sure.
Ballas gets the snap. Ballas looking for someone open. Goes for the deep ball. Looking over for Cole. Beautiful catch by Cole. That will be beautiful yardage for Cole right there. Absolutely gets the first down right there. Beautiful throw right there by Ballas. Maddie, what did you think of that play right there?
I thought that play was pretty impressive to watch. A lot of, different technical plays to make sure they can, get as far as possible and as close to the touchdown zone.
Totally agree. I mean, what an absolute dime by Ballas looking for Cole out there. We know Cole, very consistent player out there. She's one of the juniors that was brought up from freshman year, first ever freshman brought up to varsity leading receiver. And, she's been doing phenomenal on this varsity team right now. I mean, she's obviously contributing so much. She got an extra point earlier. Now she's getting massive yardage as the Chargers are creeping up ever so much closer to another potential touchdown to further expand their lead.
Yes, so a lot of, important plays to watch out for during this entirety of the game. And, we are
With 8 minutes left in the red zone, Ballas waiting for the snap, making sure that Olsen has her flag on. So we see Ballas gets the snap. Ballas looking to pass, scrambling her way out of there. Shoveling it over onto Olsen. Olsen running down, actually still going.
Oh, and that looks like a flag.
Olsen able to get a big run right there. No flag on the field. They pulled the flag. That was a beautiful new maneuver right there by Olsen, being able to squirm her way out of trouble. For a moment, she looked a little confused. It looked like she thought her flag had been pulled. But no, she was still play was still alive, and she was actually able to spin her way out of there. That was good thinking right there by Ballas. She had to watch from the rush. Look out for the blitz right there. Able to scramble her way out. We saw right there Biscardi rushing on in, but Ballas able to find Olsen as Ballas passes it over to Olsen. Olsen rushes in, and that'll be a touchdown for the Chargers. So it'll now be 13-6. What a beautiful run right there by Olsen. She's been contributing so much to this game right now.
Yes. So, looking out to look at the, almost star players of the game, Olsen really has, shown brightly throughout the entirety of the entire game. And, with that touchdown just now, it has really added to the intensity of the game.
In our pregame show, we talked about how much of a threat Olsen would be, and she's absolutely delivering on that. As here's the snap, trying to get the extra point, and they get the extra point. Beautiful throw right there by Kestenbaum. They get the extra point right there to expand their lead to 14-6 with 7 minutes remaining to go in the second quarter.
We are looking currently at Coach Moody as well as Farmingdale's coach Jeff Demoulas, and they're getting to look at their next steps to ensuring their win.
We just saw a replay of the run, of the run by Olsen to get the touchdown in the first place. Olsen being a very key figure in this game right now, definitely helping this Chargers team get their foot on the ground, get the game rolling, get the ball going. I mean, they're absolutely, like I said earlier, keeping to their keys. They're winning the turnover battle, and they're scoring in the end zone. So if you're the Daler team, you got to try and figure out how are we going to bounce back. And we saw earlier they were able to get the touchdown earlier as Farmingdale gets ready for the snap.
Yep.
Here's the snap, scrambling her way out of there. Adamo looking for someone, finds someone. Flags on the field as Cartagena gets hit in the head by the flag on accident right there. Ref checks up on her. But there will be a flag on the field as it looks to be there'll be a flag on the Chargers team. There'll be an automatic first down for
Chargers.
for Farmingdale. So if you're the Chargers, that's not what you want to see right there. They did a great job of putting pressure on Adamo, but unfortunately, a flag will push this Farmingdale team a little bit forward. We saw Adamo, both Adamo and Ballas have very good QB knowledge, able to look out for danger and scramble their way out of there, try and get a little short pass going. We saw Adamo being able to get the short pass to Cartagena. Flag was called, so that actually worked in their favor as Adamo gets ready for the snap. There's the snap. Adamo trying to scramble her way out of there. Gets Cartagena again, as they'll get roughly 9 yards on that play. Good play by Adamo fighting Cartagena. It definitely looks like Cartagena is Adamo's key player here. So what do you think of that, Maddie?
I thought that was really, really great to watch. I'm pretty sure we have Nicolette Trobiano out, snapping the ball, and that's really a key portion of, the game.
Adamo gets ready for the snap. Adamo passing it down over, and that was a good play right there by
Carly Biscardi.
By Siegler, able to make it an incomplete pass. We saw a little bit of physical contact right there, but it is an incomplete pass. As Siegler, we know she's contributing so much to this game. She already has a touchdown, and now she's just showing how great of a two-way player she is by preventing a pass right there for the Farmingdale Dalers. As we see Adamo get ready for the snap. There's the snap. Adamo already under pressure. Gets it right above this Chargers defense. Gets the pass to Pereira. So beautiful play right there by Adamo, as it will now be 4th down, and we see a replay over here of Adamo scrambling her way out of there. Gets a pass. That was a play that happened earlier to Cartagena, which we know Cartagena is a very key figure in this game for Adamo, as Adamo punts it over to the Chargers. Received, handled well as
Christina Aramon, and she is running, to, get as much yardage as possible.
I mean, good run right there by Aramon. I mean, she has an interception already in this game, and now she's getting great yardage on these punt returns. So if you're Aramon, you should be very proud of yourself, as you're contributing so much to this game. Now
we're looking back over to the sidelines where the coaches are, trying to maintain, their strategy for the entirety of the game, and we're looking at, many happy players, proud of themselves on the sidelines.
How do you think this Farmingdale Daler team has done with trying to play along with their keys, Maddie?
I think they're, really following their keys, and they're also, pushing extra harder to, really get to their goals.
I agree, Maddie. As we see the Chargers team get back on the field, we see Ballas looking to take charge of this Chargers team. We see Olsen lining up next to her. Potentially a run play could occur. As a run play does occur, and that ball will be passed down over to Piscatelli, as Piscatelli gets a good yardage on that one, as this Chargers team advances slowly but surely closer to the red zone. We see Ballas taking great control over this game, great handling. We see two running backs talking to each other. We see Olsen and Piscatelli both communicating with each other. That just shows the great cooperation between each other. We see the run over here by Piscatelli, which got some pretty good yardage over there for the Chargers, as Ballas gets ready for the snap, gets the snap, looks around. Very close catch right there.
Caitlin Cool.
For Cool. But we saw right there Biscardi almost getting the sack on Ballas. Ballas able to get her hands off the ball just in time, but it was still an incomplete pass, as Cool unable to get possession of the ball. So after a very close play right there, it's now 3rd down with 2.5 minutes left. We see Ballas passing it out over to to Olsen, and Olsen getting some decent yardage right there. Not enough for the first down, I don't believe, just yet, as it'll be 4th down, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to go for it.
Yes, so the ball is being sent over to the ref, and, all of the athletes are, preparing for the next play.
With Olsen getting the play right there, getting the Chargers team roughly 4 yards, 5 yards short of the first. I mean, when you're this close to the end zone and you have 2 minutes left, you think you're going to go for it, as Ballas gets the snap, looks over for Cool, but an incomplete pass, and that'll be turnover on downs. But luckily for the Chargers team, this Farmingdale team is deep within their own territory, so it's not that big of a turnover. They still retain the lead, 14-6, with just 2 minutes remaining. Maddie, how do you this drive right here by the Farmingdale team is going to be crucial? What do you think could play out right here?
I think that they will definitely get some more yardage further into their own territory. And, yeah.
As we see Adamo get the snap right there. Adamo actually running over into Chargers defense. Gets roughly 10 yards on that run right there. Good play by Adamo. So with Adamo getting the run right there, there'll be no more run plays for this during these sequence of events. We see Adamo get the snap right there. Just overshoots Brosnan on that throw right there. Unable to convert right there. So it'll be 3rd down right now. Unable to get the complete pass right there. We see Adamo with that run play right there.
We are looking at the replay with the snap over to Adamo.
Now Adamo gets the snap right there. Trying to shovel pass on over to Perriara. Just unable to get the pass right there. As Adamo struggling out there with this Chargers defense applying so much pressure everywhere. Adamo now on 3rd down. You got to try and, it's 4th down, so they're going to punt it down over to the Chargers. We see Arano lined up again, but this ball will be picked up by Siegler. Doesn't get very far, but with this ball back in the possession of the Chargers, I mean, this just shows how great this Chargers defense truly is in containing this Daler offense. As we see now, two teams huddling up together. If you're the Chargers, you want to, when you have a minute left in the first half, you want to go for it. You absolutely want to try and push this lead even further. So I wonder how we're going to see Ballas try and drive this ball deep into Farmingdale territory. So we see ball in this pass over onto Olsen. Olsen getting a big run right here. Just shy of the first. She'll be 2 yards away from the first. Beautiful run right there by Olsen. And what a game that Olsen is actually putting on right now. She already has a touchdown, and she's been overall just getting great yardage. So Olsen, definitely someone you got to look out for the rest of this game. So see Ballas gets the snap, passing it over onto Olsen again. Olsen able to get the first and more. Olsen still scrambling and gets her flag pulled. Looked to be by Cartagena potentially. But once again, just Olsen being able to maneuver her way out of these Farmingdale defenders, scoring her way out with 30 seconds left. It looks to be that Ballas will probably just go for the long ball here or continue to look for Olsen. As you see, Ballas get the sign from Coach Moody. Ballas just double checking that she knows the play as Ballas gets the snap. Going deep and gets picked off. That will be Brosnan getting the interception, still going. This could be a pick six. She could go all the way. And Brosnan, in what a turn of events, actually just short just short of a pick six, but a beautiful play right there. That looked very scary for the Chargers, able to get the stop right there as there's no time left in the quarter, but very scary if you're the Chargers. But what a play right there by Brosnan. We know that she's someone you have to look out for. She has 6 interceptions already. That looks like to be number 7. And, I mean, able to drive the ball so far deep down there. I mean, what a job there by Brosnan. As we see a replay of Ballas trying to go deep, looked like for Siegler, but gets picked off by Brosnan. And she's able to get it all the way into the red zone. As we see Daler huddling up, trying to figure out how to convert with this, get something going. And it looks like a timeout will be called. Both teams trying to regroup. I mean, that's what a momentum boost right there if you're the Daler team. I mean, you get the pick right there, almost a pick 6. You drive it all the way down into Charger territory. I mean, Maddie, how, huge was that play right there?
That was a really, really important play to, keep an eye out for with a lot of players such as, Brosnan, really pushing forward to try and, get a touchdown.
I mean, Brosnan looking like a key figure right here for this Daler team. We see Brosnan for Farmingdale, and then we see Olsen for this Chargers team, both putting in the work, putting in the effort. As we see Farmingdale get out of their huddle, they're ready to go. As we see this Chargers team talking to Coach Moody just for a little bit longer, trying to contain this Farmingdale offense like they have all day. As it's 14-6, so it's still very much a close game. As we see Adamo getting ready for the snap. Adamo gets the ball, goes deep, and gets blocked off by
Christina
Aroman. I mean, phenomenal job so far throughout this whole game. And a beautiful stop right there. Adamo going for the deep ball right there, just going for the touchdown, but gets snuffed out by Aroman. Almost another interception for Roman. As both sides coming together now. We have another timeout. This Farmingdale team just trying anything they do to just get something on the board. I mean, you're down not by a lot. I mean, if you get the touchdown here in the extra point, you'll be down by 1. But still very much, this game's still very much in reach. Anything is possible. You just got to get this first touchdown and keep the ball going. So we see the Chargers taking their time, trying to just converse with each other, get something going. They've done a great job so far of stopping this Farmingdale team, trying to continue that momentum that they've got with this defense. But Farmingdale, with what a drive, with what an interception earlier, I mean, you got to be able to convert on this. This is definitely a make-or-break moment right here for both sides. As Adamo gets ready for the snap. Adamo gets the snap, but we see Chargers team rushing in. Adamo just trying to run on in. Adamo just short of the touchdown, so that's a big-time stop right there for the Chargers. Able to get the stop right there. I mean, what a job right there by the Chargers. As now it'll be halftime. Both sides going back to the benches, rest up a little bit, get something going. I mean, this Chargers team has done an overall phenomenal job of work on offense and especially on defense. We saw this Farmingdale team put up a fight over there right there, be very threatening, get in the red zone, but this Chargers defense just did a phenomenal job right there of snuffing out this Farmingdale offense. So as both benches come together, regroup each other, find a way to regain momentum on each side. That was a very scary moment if you're the Chargers right there. But if you're Farmingdale, you know you're still in this. You know you have the capabilities to. You know your defense can pull through when you need it to, as we saw right there. We know that Cartagena on this Daler team is someone to look out for. But on this Chargers team, you have Olsen, you have Ballas, and you have Siegler, who have just been consistent throughout this whole game. Siegler has a touchdown. Caitlin Cole has put up an extra point and also has gotten great yardage. We know her ball handles are phenomenal. And we see a Roman on this Chargers defense. You know, she's already got an interception and she's gotten great yardage on punt returns.
Great. And we will be sending it over to Sophia Whitaker with Coach Moody of the Bellmore-Merrick Chargers.
So we're talking from
Mr. Moody, your team has worked so far this far. What do you think has worked well for you guys?
Honestly, up until that last interception, we've looked, I thought, very good on offense. We've moved the ball pretty well. We've been able to take advantage of some of the deep passes and move the ball. Right now, I think we're playing very strong defensively. That was a great job by Olsen to chase that girl down and pull that flag and prevent them from tying that game up. But the things that we preach week in and week out of the fundamentals of the sport, I think, have been working for us today.
And going into the huddle, what is your message to the girls?
To continue doing what they're doing, right? Mistakes happen from time to time, but to, go back to the things we harped on all week. Make sure we pull flags, right, force turnovers, and keep moving the ball on offense.
And I'm Sophia Whitaker, heading it back up to the studio.
Thank you, Sophia, and what a great way to end the half there. Obviously, with just 20 seconds left, we saw Bellmore-Merrick throw an interception, almost get returned for a touchdown, but who else but Victoria Olsen to get that one down. She has just been an amazing player this game. 2 touchdowns, just a great rusher and receiver, as well as great on the defense, able to get sacks, as well as taking down receivers and obviously the interception to defensive back.
Agreed, and his bright spot for Farmingdale that has been Cartagena, and alongside Cartagena, it's just been a huge day for the star player for Farmingdale.
Yeah, and Cartagena, obviously coming into this game, she had around 30 rushes, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Obviously, a great stat line, and she's been one of the main players that Farmingdale has relied on this game. Also, Kelsey Brosnan, number 13, the wide receiver for Farmingdale, has had some good success in those screen passes and stuff off the wrestling, able to get out of 3 yards for Farmingdale to get the ball out of the field.
Agreed, but we've seen both teams take shots downfield, but we saw Farmingdale get their 1 touchdown by taking that deep shot downfield. We saw Bellmore-Merrick succeed earlier in the game with that, failed the last 2 times with one being knocked away by Poer of Farmingdale, and also that last one being picked off there.
And we can't really get through talking about Christina Aramon. She almost had a second interception at the few last seconds of that second quarter from those end zone shots at Farmingdale. But obviously, closer to the first quarter, she had that great interception that she took down around 25 yards. It's a great play there, quite the momentum shift from what we've seen so far. Obviously, before that it was 0-0, and now we're going to toss it back to Sophia Whitaker with an interview with Farmingdale's coach.
I'm here with Coach D. So, Coach, what do you have to do to come out on top today?
I think if we continue to play how we're playing as a team, getting flags on defense, completing passes, that we may be able to pull this one out.
Okay, and in the huddle, what was your message to the girls?
I kind of gave the girls the same exact message. We're in this game right now. We're getting the ball coming out of halftime. Let's score and keep the ball going and see what happens at the end of the game.
And I'm Sophia Whitaker, sending it back up to the booth.
And we are back now. We see both benches talking to each other. We saw how close this Daler team was to being able to score right there, but this Chargers defense just being able to snuff them out. As we take a look at this Chargers bench right now being coached by Mr. Moody right here, who looks to have done a phenomenal job so far throughout this whole game. They've done a phenomenal job with keeping to the keys. I mean, let's start off with that second key, scoring in the red zone. So far right now, when they've been in the red zone, they've converted twice. They've gotten 2 touchdowns, and they've been able to get the extra points, which has brought them to a total of 14 points right now. And winning turnover battle, I mean, this Daler team only has 6 points right now, so they've absolutely done a phenomenal job of snuffing out this Daler offense.
Yeah, so as we approach this third quarter, we are, making sure we look at the defense and, making sure they are, fully defending their portion of the field. And, we are also looking out for, snuffing out each team. So we're looking at the Dalers snuffing out the Chargers, and the Chargers snuffing out the Dalers. And it's, really important to make sure we are, protecting what. Yeah.
Very well said right there, Maddie. As it looks to be both teams getting back on the field, we see some chest bumps over here on the Chargers team. They're all energetic and hyped up. We see the refs talking to this Daler team. Refs just setting up the ball, getting into position. As it looks to be Adamo looking for the play, trying to figure out what's going on exactly. As Adamo gets ready for the snap. Adamo gets the snap right there. Immediately gets blitzed. Ooh, lateral right there. As it looks to be Cartagena getting the run right there. I mean, beautiful play right there by the Dalers. What a way to start off this third quarter. That was a beautiful sequence of events right there. We saw, Adamo pass it on over to one of the players, and then they lateral it back over to Cartagena, and she was able to get some pretty solid yardage right there. She was able to get the first and a little bit more right there as Adamo gets ready for the snap.
Once
Gets
again,
the ball.
a lot of great movement across the field as we.
Cartagena, gets stopped right there on the run. So this Chargers defense trying to do their best in stopping Cartagena. They've done a phenomenal job that play. After seeing what happened on the previous play, as it looked like Cartagena only picked up maybe 4 yards right there.
And we continue to look for players like Cartagena and Olsen to fully immerse themselves within the game, to get as much yardage and, hopefully get a touchdown.
Adamo getting ready for the snap. Adamo gets the snap. Immediately gets blitzed by Olsen. Adamo, keep on going. She'll keep on going. She might even go all the way. She's getting chased down by the Chargers as she gets stopped right there by Arrowman. So a beautiful run right there by Adamo. Gets stopped by Arrowman.
A lot of great movement down the field, a lot of different, things going on. It's very, very immersive to, watch.
We see the explosiveness of Adamo right there, getting huge yardage right there. They'll be in the red zone. They have the first down. The momentum is on the Daler side.
Yes, we are looking. Adamo is looking, to prepare for the snap. And we are also, looking at the players surrounding her to, hopefully get the ball down the field.
With just under 10 minutes left, Adamo gets the snap. Adamo looking for Periella. She gets it, and looks to be just short of the touchdown. So it'll be second down now. Beautiful pass right there to find Periella as Adamo looking for the next play, getting her group together, as they are very much deep within the red zone and could potentially get right back into this game after almost converting in the second quarter. So as this Daler team breaks up from the huddle, Adamo pointing out where certain players should be. Adamo getting ready for the snap. Adamo being patient, gets the snap right there. Olsen rushing on Adamo, going for the deep ball. Finds Brosnan. That'll be a touchdown for the Daler team. As we said earlier, Brosnan definitely someone to look out for. And Brosnan able to get open. And Adamo, beautiful throw right there. This Daler team is right back into the game. It is now 14-12.
Looking down the field over in the red zone, there's a lot going on. Adamo really, pushing the ball over down to Brosnan. And, it was really great to see that touchdown happen for the Dalers. Really a confidence boost after the first and second quarters of being a little bit further behind the Chargers. And it looks to be a very promising back half of the game for them.
Absolutely agree, as now Adamo looking to get the extra point right here, get them within one. Damo scrambling her way out of there. Almost finds her way in just shy. She was able to break away from one defender, could not break away from another. And this Chargers team doing what one of their keys was, pulling the flag, as now they have stuffed out another extra point potential. This Chargers team is now up by 2, but not after a Brosnan touchdown put them within 2.
We are looking at, the players, talking with their coaches, really making sure they are keeping to their keys and, fully being in the game.
So this Daly team tried to get the 2-point conversion, unable to succeed right there, as now ball is handing it over onto Olsen. Olsen wiggling her way out of there, trying to get extra yardage, gets stopped right there by Singh. Or excuse me, that was not Singh, that was actually Vidu. So good stop right there for this Daler team. Olsen trying to do what she's done throughout this whole game, get massive yardage, but gets stopped.
Yes, she's very good at weaving her way through the field to, get past the players on the other team to, hopefully get a touchdown.
As Olsen gets handed off the ball again. Olsen finding her way around, gets through multiple defenders, gets stopped right there by Cartagena. But after picking up a first. So this run game by Olsen has just been absolutely phenomenal. If you're the Daler team, you're absolutely looking out for her, as she was able to this time actually get by the defenders this time, who she got stopped by last attempt. As Ballas gets the sign from Moody. Ballas getting ready for the snap. Ballas passing it over on to Cole. Cole getting very decent yardage right there, as Cole has been a very consistent receiver for Ballas throughout this whole game so far. But they'll be just shy of the first down, but Cole being very consistent. You can definitely see a lot of throws being passed on over to her for the remainder of the game. Ballas hands it over off to Olsen. Unable to retain possession of the ball. That'll be a dead ball right there. Unfortunate for this Chargers team. Good break for this Daler team. That is now 3rd down. This Chargers team definitely looking to convert, get the first down right here. As now Ballas waiting for the snap, gets the snap, tries to look for Cole at first, unable to. Flag thrown into the field. Ballas still running all the way down. She might be able to get a touchdown right here. Flag is pulled by Biscardi, but flag was thrown on the field, and that might bring the ball back. As that will be a flag on the Chargers. This ball is coming right back. So unfortunate for the Chargers right there. Beautiful run by Ballas, but a flag on the field, that's going to set you back. So very, very good break for the Dalers right there. Unfortunate for the Chargers, as that's going to set them back farther than they were. It will still be 3rd down, but much longer now, as they might need to see Ballas do what she did previously on that last attempt. Or she might look for Cole or Olsen, which she has done consistently throughout this whole game. Ballas gets the snap. Ballas
sends it over to Haley Ziegler, and she's weaving her way through the field, and looks to be a flag.
And Ziegler gets stopped by Vidu, as it'll now be 4th down. Couple yards short. This Chargers team looks to be, they are going to punt the ball over. So this Daler team does a phenomenal job of getting a stoppage right there. And the Daler team will get possession of the ball once again.
And we are still looking out for, the very, very, tedious plays And, a lot of phenomenal plays going on from Ballas and Ziegler, as well as Olsen. And we're looking at the punt, and it went straight to the Dalers. And it looks like Kelsey Brosnan is...
So we see Brosnan get possession of the ball, crawling down a little bit. It looks like she lost her footing. But she was able to pick up a couple yards right there. Looks like she's smiling about it. Her teammates are smiling about it. And honestly, that's a good thing to see if you're the Daly team. It shows that you still got fight in you. Shows you still got energy left to joke around a little bit, even if you're down just a little bit. I mean, with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, you're only down by 2. There's still so much game left. How can you not smile about falling down a little bit?
These teams are making sure they're keeping to their keys and, keeping, their defenses strong as well as their offenses.
As we see this Daler team come back onto the field, you got to wonder, what is Adamo going to do now? We've seen Adamo be very consistent throughout this whole game, able to get many big plays, many big drives. As Adamo checking the play, making sure she's updated on what's going on. Adamo waiting for the snap. Adamo gets the snap, passing it, gets blocked actually by Polkowitz, so that'll be a beautiful stop right there as it is now second down. So beautiful stop right there by Polkowitz. Keeps the Daler team stuck in place as Adamo gets ready for the snap. Adamo gets the snap, immediately pressured, finds Perriari, but this Chargers team able to get the flag pulled right there, stopping Perriari from gaining any more yards as it'll now be third down. So we're still a long way to go. You got to wonder, are we going to see a run play right here by this Daler crew? They've done a pretty good job of being able to run the ball, but their pass game has also been pretty consistent. So you got to wonder what Adamo and the rest of this Daler team is going to do. So with Adamo handing it off over to Brosnan. Brosnan wiggling her way out of it, goes the other way. Brosnan still going, and Brosnan able to get the first down, gets her flag pulled by Olsen. I mean, what a play right there by Brosnan. Someone who we've known to be very consistent throughout this game, has definitely been a game changer for this Daler team.
Yes, Brosnan has been a major player throughout the entirety of the game with many different situations thrown at her. She has weaved her way through the field and, really given it her all out on the field.
With this Daler team being able to pick up the first and a little bit more, they're getting closer and closer to the red zone as we see Adamo getting the play, getting set, getting in motion. Adamo waits for the snap. Adamo gets a snap. Adamo's actually going to take the ball. She's going to run with it. Gets her flag pulled by Olsen. Olsen has been doing such a phenomenal job of being able to pull these flags and also with her run game in general. But on defense, she's been shown to be a great threat and someone to look out for and avoid if you're the Daler squad right here. As now on second down with just under 3 minutes
remaining in the game,
Adamo, this Daler team getting in set, getting in motion. Adamo gets the snap, scrambling her way out of there. Olsen and a bunch more getting in the way. But actually, it'll be Cartagena who found a way to get the ball in her hands, and she got a couple of yards right there to now make it third down, just shy of the first. With only being 3 yards short of the first, you're probably going to see a small ball play right here. There's no need to go big or go home on this play right here when you're just shy of the first. As we see Adamo getting set for the play. Adamo getting immediately rushed by Olsen. Adamo getting the pass on over to Brosnan. Beautiful catch right there. As we saw some contact right there between Brosnan and Eroman. But a beautiful catch by Brosnan. Maintains possession, and they'll actually be getting the first down right there.
Now on to the third down. We are looking at, both the Chargers and the Dalers, really, really trying to push to get that touchdown. And, we are looking at pretty sure.
So with Brosnan being able to get the first down right here, we are now in the red zone as Adamo hands it off on over to Periari, but gets snuffed out right there. Only able to get 3 yards right there on that play. So this Chargers team has been doing a pretty solid job of containing this Daler running game, but in terms of stopping the passing game with Brosnan, it's turned out to be a bit of a challenge for this Chargers defense as Adamo getting ready for the snap. Adamo looks to be running at her flag, gets pulled right there. Beautiful play. Looks to be Piscatelli being able to get the flag right there. We see Piscatelli and Olsen both coming in, cornering Adamo. They get the stop right there as it's now third down. This Chargers team has done a phenomenal job of containing this Daler team while within their own end zone. We saw what happened in the second quarter and earlier. So they've been very consistent in containing this Daler team while within their end zone, their red zone. As we see Adamo getting ready for the snap. Adamo running in, gets her flag pulled there. Once again, just shy of the touchdown. Gets her flag pulled right there by Bunnett. So it'll now be fourth down. If you're Daler, with how close you are, it looks to be timeout called.
We're just short of the end of the quarter, and we are looking at both teams really, working hard to hopefully clinch the winning score.
As we see, third quarter with now ending. We're going to get fourth quarter will start momentarily. We see this Daler team getting within the red zone, putting up a great fight. But this Chargers team showing phenomenal defense right there. As we are now going to toss it down over to Sophia Whitaker on the field.
As this game gets more intense, I'm looking forward to who's going to win. With the score being 14-12, this game is very close. Bellmore-Merrick is leading right now with only 2 points in the lead. And I'm wondering what's going to happen next in the fourth quarter. Well, I'm Sophia Whitaker, sending it back up to the booth to figure out what happens next.
Thank you, Sophia. As we get ready for this fourth quarter here, Bellmore-Merrick 14, Farmingdale 12. Just a great game overall for both teams. Just each team having their big players. For Farmingdale, it being Kelsey Brosnan, just really pulling away at every moment. Whether it's a touchdown or a huge flag, exactly when they need it, she's there.
And really something else that I've seen a lot this game for the Dalers is Emma Adamo really developing over time as this game has gone on, really. I feel like she's gotten a lot more trust from Coach going later in this game. As we see here, her taking the snap, rolling left, looking, she's going to dump this one off to Cartagena, who's going to get her flag pulled around the line of scrimmage. But as I said, she's been going through a lot of progression this game, obviously getting a lot more chances to pass the ball. And as we've seen here, there's only 2 points between the teams with Adamo going towards the end zone. So we'll see what can happen.
And there was Olsen coming up with the key flag there for the Chargers, as that will be a turnover on downs as Bellmore-Merrick comes up with a much-needed stop there. Just 8 seconds into this fourth quarter, getting the ball back, and already such a huge play.
And we'll see now if Bellmore-Merrick can manage to keep their lead here with such a daunting task at hand. Obviously, it's only 2 points separates them. Quick interception can change all the momentum in this game. Obviously, we see what Ballas can do at quarterback, and especially Victoria Olsen, who's going to get the handoff faked. Ballas looking downfield, rolling, tries to dump off the pass here. She will get it off there to McKeon, who will go for a few yards before getting stripped of her flag.
Yes, it looks to be a first down there for Bellmore-Merrick. So good job there, able to pick up the key yardage.
And we'll see here, Mepham obviously not used to those type of dump-off passes. They've been going a lot more with the running route. Obviously, with such a great running back as Victoria Olsen, one who already has a touchdown, she's going to get the ball again, going up to the right side. So many yards there. Really, she's a very impressive runner. Honestly, one of the fastest players on the field today, and we just saw an example of that there.
Yeah, as the Chargers just keeping this clock running, and eventually that'll just keep on packing on if they just keep this clock running over and over and just end up grinding this game to get the win.
And having a player such as Olsen makes it even better, as she will get the toss out right, going upfield, evading blockers, evading flags, running up the middle, evading tackles. She keeps going, and it looks like she was flagged down around maybe Mepham's Farmingdale's 35-yard line. What a great run there from Olsen, showing off her skills once again.
As Boston able to come up with a key flag there, a touchdown-saving flag. But regardless, a huge gain for Bellmore-Merrick. 10-12 to go here. Bellmore-Merrick now in opposing team's territory and approaching about 10 yards away from the first down.
As we saw there, Brosnan, mainly the two-way player that's really been showing off today, along with Victoria Olsen for the Dalers here. Brosnan with the touchdown earlier, great wide receivers. Olsen will get this one up the middle, and one of her flags will get pulled right at the line of scrimmage there. That will be Carly Biscardi, the backup running back for Farmingdale, pulling the flag there, saving Olsen from getting any more yards.
Yes, Biscardi, one of the solid pass rushers, able to stop Olsen there just before that. As you see the Dalers just cracking down on that run game, as Olsen has been so effective today, as Ballas waits for the snap, gets the low snap, fumbles it down low, looks to pick it up as it'll be whistled dead by the refs, as she was not able to fully come up with the snap. It'll be a loss of a couple yards for Bellmore-Merrick and lost it down. So third down and long here, and just here's a replay of Olsen just able to find that huge hole and a key block at the line and just nearly breaking that one away. So huge third down for Bellmore-Merrick. As Ballas with the ball, able to hit Siegler, cutting across the field. Siegler splits the defender, still going, as she will be able to, it'll be close to that first down. Otherwise, it'll be fourth and about a couple inches.
And seeing there Siegler, another reason why she's committed to Mercyhurst for that flag football scholarship. What a great play. They're able to cut up the middle, evading all those tacklers, able to get what looks to be the first down by around a yard. And as we saw in that third down play earlier, the low snap in flag football is a dead ball. Ballas chucks this one out to Victoria Olsen on the right side again. Going up the middle, runs into a group of tacklers from Farmingdale there. And it looks like Cartagena will get the flag. Another great play from the two-way star.
As Siegler, we saw just a couple plays ago, has been very effective on that slant route. Just a couple steps and just cut into the center of the field. We saw her putting that one for a touchdown last time, and that time able to pick up the first down for a gain of around 20 yards.
And we see here Bellmore-Merrick bleeding that clock, almost 4.5 minutes as Ballas gets a snap. Looking around, rolling to her right with pressure. Down to the end zone, just a foot, it looks like, over the hands of Caitlin Cool. That great wide receiver here, who's surely tacked up to 300 yards so far in this game. Trying to evade the pressure there from Biscardi. A great play from the pass rusher, too, to be able to force that ball out and just not able to get it near Cool there is Ballas.
As Brosnan there in tight coverage, there's a third down again for Bellmore-Merrick. It is third and goal in the red zone as Ballas pitches it out to Olsen. Olsen not able to get anywhere there, so it'll be fourth down and long. If you're Bellmore-Merrick, obviously down this far, you're going to have to go for it. But a pivotal play with only 6:45 to go in only a 2-point game. Bellmore-Merrick is going to need a huge conversion here.
And possibly a questionable decision there by the running back Olsen. Personally, I saw a hole able to go up to the right there. I wouldn't have gone up the middle, but obviously it's not my decision to make. And now we'll see here Ballas trying to convert this 4th down, trying to push this lead higher, and if they get conversion, trying to go up by 2 scores here, as we'll see the snap go off here by Samantha Lapidus.
It'll be interesting to see here. Will Siegler get that slant as a pump fade corner of the end zone? It's a jump ball, and it is intercepted in the end zone there for the
Teresa
Dealers.
Vidu intercepted in the end zone. What a clutch play there by Vidu, just stopping on a dime to turn around, jump up, get that ball.
As McElroy able to come, that was Vido able to come up with the key play, her first interception of the year, a key receiver for the team, this time coming up on the other side of the ball.
And now we will see, being put around this 20-yard line will be the Dalers, down by 2, 6 minutes left in the game, with the Bellmore-Merrick defense coming onto the field. Obviously, if I were the Bellmore-Merrick defense, you're trying to hold them to bleeding as much clock as possible. Obviously, we see here Adamo taking the snap under pressure, dumps this one off Cartagena, able to break a few. There will be a flag around one of her tackles broken.
Looks like she could have maybe gotten called for a flag shield, as it looked like Elmont nearly had it, as it'll be holding actually on the defense, as that'll just tack on to the gain for the Dalers and just keep moving them up the field.
Fortune strikes here for the Dalers. It was 6 minutes left. They're up to the 25-yard line. They're looking to try to not let this clock go down too far in the case of a possible comeback that they need. But right now, Adamo's just focused on right here, right now. This drive is crucial to their game. Down by 2. Adamo takes a snap, looking, rolling to the left. Tries to dump that one off to Pereira, just a bit far.
As Siegler there in the tight coverage there will bring up 2nd down for the Dalers.
2nd down and 15 for the Dalers after the penalty. As we'll see what Adamo can do to try to convert this. It's not too far, it seems. Just around 5 yards away as Adamo looks to take the snap from her center.
As she takes the snap, Adamo rolls out, pressure there, flag not able to be pulled, but Elmont comes up with the flag, as that looks to be short of the first to bring up 3rd down and short.
And that's another common story this game between both teams, these great pass rushers. For Bellmore-Merrick, obviously you have Christina Araman and Victoria Olsen, both able to get off that edge, able to get to Adamo very quickly as well. For the Dalers, you have that two-way Kelsey Brosnan connection, able to get to Ballas faster. But we'll see Adamo deep downfield, right into the hands of Carolyn Paukowitz.
As Paukowitz able to come up with a pick, as that will be at least her 3rd pick of the year. She had 2 pick sixes going into this game. That's not a pick 6, but it's just as big with 4:41 to go after your quarterback turned it over last time. You got it right back with great field possession.
It's a great time to feel good for Paukowitz, too. She does not get many chances as a receiver on this Bellmore-Merrick team with just how good their receiver room is. But obviously there just doesn't seem like a good enough ball from Adamo. May have been a bit short of the receivers she was looking for. And how Paukowitz was able to come up with that. The wide receiver defensive back from Calhoun. We'll see now with Bellmore-Merrick. Just a mere 14 yards from the end zone. We'll see if they're able to close the gap and send this to a 1 or even 2 score game. Ballas takes snap out to Olsen once again, taking that right gap. Looking, her flag gets pulled quickly by Racine, not after getting around 7 to 8 yards.
Yeah, the Dale is just trying to maybe get Bellmore-Merrick, as Bellmore-Merrick picked up a first there. They're trying to get Bellmore-Merrick in the spot where they have to try and force that turnover. Any ball in the air, you have to just go for the pick with time winding down.
And here now, Ballas surely not at a lack of options on the offensive front. Obviously, Victoria Olsen in the backfield, but in the wide receiver room, you have Cool, you have McKeon, you have Siegler, and we'll see what Ballas decides to do here. Awaiting the snap, she takes it, looks, pitches outright to Olsen again. Oh, just a failed grab there in the backfield from Racine, as Olsen will get a few more yards with a backfield flag thrown. And we'll see what this one is.
as it looks like that could be coming back here, maybe. Waiting for the refs to call.
And as we wait, we'll see the replay here of the run there by Olsen. What a great play. She has been all over the field this game.
As that run will be coming back, as that flag will be on Bellmore-Merrick. So 3:39 to go. Bellmore-Merrick by 2, but you had that positive play, which you thought you were in a great situation with Olsen evading that tackler. Actually ended up flag guarding her away to bring up 2nd down and long.
And we'll see back here, Ballas might be looking towards the pass, but not necessarily a downside for her. Obviously, with the great wide receiver room I just described before. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock here for Bellmore-Merrick and the Dalers. Center hands on the ball, backing up Ballas. Ballas takes the high snap, looking, pressure in the backfield, and there's the sack. Carly Biscardi with an absolute rush all over Ballas. That's going to push her back at least 5 yards. Set her up with 3rd and very long. What a devastating play there that Bellmore-Merrick now has to face the consequences of.
Yeah, it's a huge 3rd down here for Bellmore-Merrick. Will they go for that Ziegler slant again? Will they try and have Olsen run out of the backfield? Big situation here. You just want to pick up yards as Ballas drops back, pumps one, and dumps it off there. Couple spin moves and still going. That one will be
Caitlin Cool getting down the field there, trying to evade the flag grab, but it will be 4th down and quite a bit to go, 4-1 at that. As we'll see the refs moving the cones down the field just past 20 yards to the end zone. We'll call it 19 yards out. They need to convert here, or else it's a turnover with just 2 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. We'll see what their strategy is here. Obviously, if you turn this over, the Dalers have around 2 minutes to get down the field and score. But if you're able to score this touchdown, it may be a large chance at a game over. We'll see here. As Ballas looking, figuring out her strategy. Takes snap, rolling right. Olsen blocking. Given out there to McKeon, but her flag is pulled just around the 24-yard line there. Savior for the Dalers, as it looks to be a turnover in their favor. Minute 47, just at 107 seconds now. What they have left, we'll see the replay of that play. Ballas just looking around, throwing that slant route to McKeon, but it just wasn't enough, sadly. Not the right strategy, as here we're going to see what the Dalers can do.
It'll still be Bellmore-Merrick ball, actually, as that was a timeout by the Dalers just to stop the clock with a pivotal down coming up. You're going to want your defense at your strongest here.
Pulling that back, the Dalers might have just made a mistake with that timeout. I bet they would have pulled that back if they could, but now Bellmore-Merrick with another chance here to come up with a play. They saw the slant route didn't work for McKeon, and now it's them getting a second chance to get this ball in the end zone, and we'll just see what they can do here. They have Olsen, they have Ballas, they have McKeon, they have Cool, they have Ziegler. It's so many options for them. Hard decision. We'll see what Coach Moody goes with.
Yeah, as it'll be a huge play, 4th down and goal. You're going to want to get your biggest players involved with a game on the line. And Ziegler, Olsen, Ballas with one of the biggest players. She drops back. Airs one out to the end zone. That one is up, and it is swatted away by yet again Kelsey Brosnan, coming up huge for the Dalers on defense. Turnover on downs. Dalers ball, 1:42 to go. A touchdown will probably end up putting it away if they end up driving it down the field. So this is it. Emma Adama with the biggest drive of her year right now, coming in as the backup after the starter went down a couple games ago. She now has a shot to go down and give Bellmore-Merrick their first conference loss of the year.
And we'll see here Isabella Aristi watching, probably happy for her. Former quarterback who broke her finger during one of her earlier games. Adamo now with the huge weight on her shoulders, it seems. trying to bring the Dalers their 4th win of the season, dropping back heavily, evading the sack. Tries to get that ball off. She does. Who else but Kelsey Brosnan down the field quite a ton. Even with the pass rush from Olsen, she's able to evade it, getting the yards.
It's time now at 1:20 and counting. So the Dalers are going to have to just move fast. No extra time needed in between plays as Adamo already back and ready. Adamo waiting as time winding down. Adamo takes the snap, pumps one. Missed pressure there as Olsen comes up with the sack. 1:04 now and counting as you see the Dalers moving back to the line with under a minute to go now. But Olsen, yet again, we've been saying it all day and truly seeing it all day. One of the best pass rushers coming up exactly when you need it. 48 seconds to go. Adamo rolls out. Pressure there, gets it off. Able to pick up a couple, and there was Parkowitz. 39 seconds to go here.
And in the late game drills here that you see, Adamo obviously a bit inexperienced here, just coming in as quarterback. It's something that she's going to have to get acclimated with, as there's a timeout called now with 34.4 on the clock. The Dalers here coming close to midfield, but the real question is, are they going to be able to convert this touchdown with such little time? Obviously, Coach is talking it out here. Coach DeMoulis and Coach Moody is trying to figure out what they can really do here. Adamo, pressure on her shoulders, obviously pressure also from Olsen and that defensive line from Mepham. We'll see what she ends up doing. Ball around the field, 43-yard line, just around 7 or 8 yards out from the first down.
As a huge play, 7 yards from the first down is Adamo. Adamo waiting for the snap, takes the snap, rolls out, pressure there as that ball will be dropped, as that will be a turnover on downs. It looks to be, as it will be the Charger.
Liliana Piscatelli there for Bellmore-Merrick. We haven't seen much for this game, but she really did find her way to the quarterback, forcing a dead ball as Adamo looks again, looking deep, hauling a huge ball downfield, intercepted there. Madeline Boonett with her 4th interception of the year. 18 seconds on the clock, and Bellmore-Merrick may have just sealed the game there. As we'll see, they're going in absolute exhilaration to Coach Moody. He's probably very happy for them right now. And really, why wouldn't you be? Obviously, Adamo there, probably her deepest shot of the game. You had to look deep there. It was a make-or-break play. But you just saw there Boonett getting up on that interception in the swarm of Bellmore-Merrick and Farmingdale players. And it looks like they are going to run out the clock here. Players going out, shaking hands, high fives, good games, as we will finally see the clock run out in this game. 14 points for Bellmore-Merrick in the win, 12 points for Farmingdale in a very good fought game we see there today.
Yes, the Chargers just living right to what they've been all year. Now 30 interceptions and turnovers forced this year, and still a huge plus in that battle, and averaging exactly what they have been all year, about 14 points, as that'll put the Chargers at 7-3-1, 4-0-1 in the conference, and move the Dalers to 3-6 overall, 1-4 in the conference. So a pivotal bounce-back game for Bellmore-Merrick, exactly what you want to see, being shut out last game, coming right out and just dominating from beginning to end, never really getting the Dalers really their huge opportunity, and right when you thought they had it, you had Olsen there. But not to cut the Dalers short, just a great game by Brosnan with interceptions, deflections, and touchdowns, and key flag pulls exactly when you need it.
Don't count out Emma Adamo either. It was great for her coming in from this backup position in this game and just showing up. Obviously, it's not an easy thing, and we will toss this down to Sophia Whitaker with our interview.
The player of the game, Victoria Olsen. So what does this win mean to you?
It means a lot. I think we really came together in the fourth quarter trying to stop Farmingdale and leading them by 2 points.
And how did you and your teammates prepare for today's game?
We trained really hard at practice, and we all lift each other up, and we made sure we got the flags that we needed to pull to win the game.
Okay, and that's it. I'm Sophia Whitaker, sending it back up to the host.
What a phenomenal game between the Bellmore-Merrick Chargers and Farmingdale Dalers. Congrats to Olsen for player of the game. I mean, she did a phenomenal job. She picked up a touchdown, beautiful yardage, and just overall, what a phenomenal game.
It was really great to see, all the players giving it, they're all on the field, really, really pushing for the win on both the Chargers and the Dalers.